Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, this week we've been talking with Aaron Hardy about our, I think, tremendous trout fishing that exists within our area. Now, our area, I want to talk to Aaron about where that area might begin. It isn't like right along the St. Lawrence River, but it's not that far away, is it, Aaron?
No, it's not. Really, I always tell everybody that Meissner is in the perfect location. We're sitting on we're not only are we a community of 3 rivers, we're about 25 minutes from the blue line of the Adirondack Park and a phenomenal trout fishery.
Well, one of the things I want you to explain today is tell me some of the other things that you do, like your website and your...
Okay, so obviously I've got my website, HALCYONFLYFISHIng. That's where you can go and you can fill out interest forms, see what I do offer for guide services. My big ones are streamside, wading, canoes. I do offer float tubes. I don't recommend that to somebody that's brand new to fly fishing, but typically if somebody's brand new, I always recommend a half-day trip streamside. We throw a lot of information out at you, and I want to get you on the water and enjoying it. So,
well, you do a monthly. What?
I also do a monthly newsletter. I just started that in January, and that's going to be discussing fly fishing here in the North Country. I'll do a fly of the month. I try to let people know not only what services I offer, but what is in the North Country and available to them. And I also write for a magazine. It's still considered mid-Atlantic, but we really have authors now from Maine down into, I think, North Carolina area. That magazine is based out of Pennsylvania. It's called Dark Skies Fly Fishing. And during the hot fishing months, really that Memorial Day to Labor Day, I try to write a couple of articles and make sure that they're pertaining specifically to the North Country in this region.
And how can people get your newsletter?
All you got to do, you can go right to my website, HALCYONFLYFISHING.com. There's a pop-up right now.
Let me stop you right there. Halcyon is the name.
Yes, it is.
HALCYON.
Halcyon.
Okay.
And you know where I came up with that name?
No.
If you're familiar with fly fishing, the last name Hardy has been around forever, and I didn't want to utilize that name. So Halcyon is a reference to an adjective to the good times, the best of times, the wonderful times. And that's what I want to create for people when they come with me. I want them to be able to look back after their trip and go, boy, that was a halcyon time. That was a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, I do these reports and I try to spread what knowledge I know about the fishing in this area and fishing in general and the impact of it. But I highly recommend people read your newsletter. It's really well done, and it's so specific in how it can help people become, I think, not only become a better fisherman, but enjoy fishing more. And, one of the things you said to me was in all your life's work, people love it when you come there, but you don't necessarily make them happy.
That's what I've always said, when I had to show up to do my work in the fire service, nobody was ever happy to see me. They were relieved when I showed up to work, but they were never happy to see me because usually it was one of their worst days of their lives. This here gives me an opportunity to put a smile on people's face, show them what the North Country has to offer, and truly experience being outdoors.
So, if you were to describe what fishing brings to your life or could bring to other people's life, how would you characterize the power of what fishing is? Obviously, it takes away a lot of the stress that you've had in your life.
For me, it is peace. I think that's the biggest word, peace and serenity to me. Being on the water, having the water just trickle by your legs, listening to the birds chirp behind you, and the rhythm of casting and watching a fly in your line float downstream, it truly connects you to the outdoors.
That's really terrific. Folks, over the next months, Aaron will contribute so much information to help me with these shows that I can pass on to you about how the fishing is going to be. What are you looking forward to for the beginning of the season in April? Is there good fishing in April?
I get asked that question a lot, Don, and I always tell people it depends. We are so far north that it depends on when ice out is, it depends on when the snow melt is, because we've seen it be absolutely beautiful in the early March. We've also seen 3 feet of snow on the ground mid-April. So April is always the questionable month. I can't ever give anybody an exact answer. I will tell you, I will be on the water one way or another, but it's not always necessarily great for guiding. I always try to tell people May. If you want a guided trip, start thinking about May, June to start out. We usually know that the bugs are going to be back out again. The water's going to be a little bit warmer, not too warm, but a little bit warmer. And it's just the water levels have come down. They're easier to navigate. It's much more peaceful. You don't have to be stressed out about tripping and slipping in fast water.
Well, folks, and Aaron, thank you for giving us all your time and all, passing on some of this knowledge. And I really highly recommend you folks get a chance to read Aaron's newsletter. So look for that. Remember that word, Halcyon.
Yep, HALCYONFLYFISHING.com.
Okay. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.